Hi Peaches, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on another video. Are you feeling ready for some personal growth? Because that's what we're going to do today. Once again, we're going to be diving into the arseholes. We're not going to be doing that. We are diving into the subreddit. Am I the arsehole? Yes, it's a little bit of juicy, gossipy fun, but it's a chance for self-growth. Let's get smacking. What am I doing? Cracking. What is wrong with my brain today? Words are just coming out and they're close to what I'm supposed to be saying. A for effort, brain. A for effort. One rule before we go in though, friends, let's remember to be kind. We're doing this to try and spread light and expand our worldly views and have a little bit of fun along the way. So feel free to leave your opinions, but just be kind. That's all I ask. Am I the arsehole for not wanting to name my daughter after my sister? Why does this just sound like an EastEnders plotline? My sister and I never got along. Let's call her Jen. Jen was born with a cleft lip, which she had surgery to correct, and has a lazy eye. Most likely will never be able to have children and some other minor health problems. My parents always baby her because of that. Okay. Regardless of whether you're the arsehole, the way that you have written that sounds a little bit problematic. I look at the title and I'm like, no, it's not arsehole-y to not want to name your child after someone. That is entirely your choice. But when you start saying things and equating never being able to have children to other minor health problems, and then saying that that person's babied because of their health issues, it's just like kind of red flag language, you know? All throughout my life, I've been forgotten about. My parents forget to come to my school plays, basketball games, have forgotten to pick me up from them, hasn't got me gifts for my birthday, but has gotten Jen stuff. Doesn't take a therapist to understand where the resentment comes from. Now, all of that I can live with because they're my parents' wrongdoings, but my sister enjoys it. She uses my parents' favoritism against me. For example, she once cut a big chunk of my hair because a guy she liked asked me out, which I declined. When I told my parents, all she had to do was cry and they started to feel bad for her and forgot that she'd even cut my hair in the first place. Ooh. Now I've become pregnant and I'm expected to have a baby girl. My sister's become obsessed with the idea of becoming an aunt and started to buy things for my daughter, texting me with instructions on how I should decorate her nursery. Okay, I was initially thinking, oh, that sounds really cute. Less cute now. Made a name list for her, which her top name ended up being her very own. She even wore a little onesie that said Mini Jen and told me that that's what I will be naming my daughter. Okay, I can see the problem. We always have to think about the tone of voice and always keep in mind that there are three sides to every story. Your side, their side, and the truth. And of course, with these recounts, we only hear one side, right? But objectively speaking, that doesn't sound like cool behaviour from Jen. Regardless of what she's been through, regardless of resentments and feelings of bias that she might have against her sister, these things are objectively not okay to do. I of course told her there's no way I'm doing that and told her that if it wasn't the case of her being my sister, I'd have already cut contact with her. She told me since that she allowed me to date her crush, it's only fair that she gets to pick the name of our first child, which I honestly find beyond ridiculous. She didn't even tell me she liked the guy I was dating until I became engaged to him, and she also continuously commented on how ugly she thought he was. Oh gosh, when personal feelings get in the way of objective truth, it can be really difficult, like when you're in it, to see things. I'm obviously not saying that Jen is acting right. Please don't misunderstand me. It's just, it's such a shame. I ended up getting a call from my parents with them commenting on how selfish I am and that I know my sister will most likely never be able to have children of her own, and so I should give her this one. Am I therefore the arsehole for not allowing my sister to name my daughter after her? Babe, I don't think you're the arsehole. A couple things that I would say. You're clearly trying to do what's right, and I kind of want to give you permission to be a bit more of an arsehole, particularly in relation to the cutting out thing. It always makes me feel so concerned when someone's like, God, I'd have cut you out of my life if it wasn't for this biological tie. But you know what? Biology means crap. Chosen family is where it's at. Related family too, if they are wonderful to you. But you know what? Actually, I should rephrase that. Respect is where it's at. I was always told friends are the family that you get to pick for yourselves, but you get to pick everyone for yourselves. You are the most important person in your story, and if that means that you need to cut out some thorns or some little rotten apples there, you do that. It doesn't matter how blood related you are to the apple. A lot of this sounds like deflection, a lot of this sounds like displacement, and I really hope that your sister finds the support that she needs as well, because there's a lot of things that she clearly has to understand how to navigate properly. I do think that your parents are a little bit of an asshole, and they've clearly not treated your sister the best either, particularly by setting up and like reinforcing these very outlandish expectations. You know, like, oh, your sister can't have children, so, you know, just give her this one thing. Just entirely rephrase the identity of your child and frame that around somebody who you clearly have a loaded history with. Great parenting, well done. I feel a bit shady today. Before I digress too much, I don't think you're the arsehole, sweet. And whilst I do think that your sister's perhaps doing some arsehole-y moves, it feels like it's coming from severe misguidedness. And I'm sure that this can be said for like so many different things, but there's a way to fix this level of arseholiness. Support, communication, boundaries, a healthy navigation of life. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope whatever name you do choose for your child is beautiful and that you are very happy with it, because if your sister really wanted that child in her life, she would be a great auntie no matter what. So no arsehole badge for you. Let's go straight into another. Ooh, am I the arsehole for refusing to go to my daughter's graduation ceremony? Let's listen to the context. There's always more to the story. I, 40-year-old woman, have a daughter, 18-year-old woman, who I'll call B. When B was younger, her father, we broke up before she was born, was very involved in her life, and she was admittedly a daddy's girl, but that changed when she turned 8 and he got married, and she rebelled a lot. She went to therapy and she seemed good. B hasn't seen him since she was 12. It's like 6 years ago now. He speaks to her maybe 3 times a year max. When he calls, she believes he's now back in her life for good, and then ghosts her for the remainder of the year. B and I have a great relationship. We do everything together, and she refers to me as her best friend. Again, this feels very textbook. It also hurts because I feel some of these things, I feel like many people can relate to this. Recently was her graduation and I was excited, but then she came to me a week before and told me that she's going to invite her dad and his son. And because her dad doesn't want to see me, I can't come. B told me this was the only way that he was going to go. I angrily told her that I felt betrayed and wouldn't forgive her for this. She just told me that I've been there for many of her milestones and she wants her father to experience some too. I feel like there's no clear answer to this assholiness question, right? Because, I mean, we'll continue reading, but it just feels really tricky. I totally understand where B's coming from. If that's what she's being told, I'm going to come to your graduation and you're yearning for a connection to your father because why wouldn't you? He's your dad and he's let you down so many times before and you're like, oh, he won't for this one. And then you're thinking, well, you know, my mum does everything with me, she'll understand. And then the mum's like, no, I feel betrayed. And the real asshole here is the dad for imposing that condition. If you are ever put in that position, I've been put in that position before as well, it's not on you to decide. You invite, you incorporate to your events and to your milestones everyone that you want to be there. You don't have to worry about the politics between other people. You invite who you want to be there for you. They need to decide for themselves if they're able to put that to one side and display a level of maturity that maybe not everyone is prepared to do. That's totally fine, you know, you're within your own rights, but to show up for you, or whether it's something they are not able to do. That burden and that decision and that pressure should not be on you to make. Okay, you listen to Mama Shaaba now, you hear? The night before her graduation, I pleaded with her, but she ignored me when I spoke and only said, I'm sorry, but I'm not changing my mind. I left and cried until my sister offered to take me out during the graduation to take my mind off of it. I woke up the next morning, see my daughter bawling her eyes out. She said that her father had ditched her. Surprise, surprise. I hug her and tell her to make the most of her graduation. She looked shocked and asked if I'm not going to the ceremony now that her father isn't anymore, and how it'd be embarrassing to be the only one there without parents. I told her that I'm sorry and that I already had plans. She then screamed and called me a bad mum. I apologised once again and got ready to meet my sister. I chose not to go because I felt betrayed. I wanted to teach her that actions have consequences, even if it broke me that I didn't go. Since B returned, she hasn't spoken a word to me and she looked depressed and like she's been crying for ages. I'm starting to regret not going. Am I the asshole? Oh, Peaches, let me know what you think on this one. I am divided. I feel like this is a brain fart moment. I totally see from your point of view as a person, right? Like as a person to be like, look, you didn't value me. You're only valuing me because this other person can't go. Oh, but then it's tricky because there's a dynamic of power there, you know? As a parent, you know a bit better. You're a little bit more experienced than someone who's constantly let down, and you have to remember that that's like a conflict that B is feeling here, right? About her dad. It's not the right thing to do, but it comes with experience to know that that's not the right thing to do, you know? I would have gone. Personally, I would have gone. I totally get it. That would not have been a moment for me to be like, okay, well, this is a teachable moment. However, I also totally respect if someone's like, no, I feel disrespected. It's your right to choose not to go. So are you an asshole? No, I don't think you're the asshole. A lot of people on this post have said that you were not the asshole, that the daughter should have known better, that it's not being nice treated as second best. I totally appreciate all these things. I also, however, just think maybe because I've been in the position of B before, understanding that like the desperation that comes for it, you don't really like see things objectively and from what's right. But what that screams to me is that B's now going to be like, damn, when I need my mum, she's not going to be there for me. Having said that, she's not going to be there for me because I didn't treat her with the respect that she deserves. And so going forward, at least there's like a mutual expectation of relationship. And you know, she's 18, it's not like she's like 8. So no, I don't think you're the asshole, but I still would have done something differently. I would have gone and rephrased the teachable moment into a way that wouldn't have then like really tainted such a big special moment as a graduation. I feel conflicted. I can't tell if it's with myself or it's because I'm disagreeing with other people. Why are these so difficult today? Should we see if there's an easier one? Am I the asshole for not paying my mum for cleaning my apartment? My mum cleans houses part-time. She also has a key to my apartment, which I gave her a little while back so she could take care of my roommate's cat whilst we were both gone. Today I came home from work to my apartment being cleaned, which I was planning to do this weekend. I knew my mum had done it and I was very grateful. However, I saw a paper on the counter, an invoice from my mum that I owed her $140 for cleaning my entire apartment. How big is your apartment? Also, what mum is charging you? What person is charging you for a service that you didn't ask for? What? That's like me being like, hey, babe, look, I just want to let you know this is what I think is best for you. Now pay me £80 because I'm a part-time therapist. No! You chose to do that. You didn't enter into a contractual obligation, into a mutual understanding of I provide this service and you provide this level of remuneration. That's not okay. And then them singing you happy birthday and being like, I know you didn't ask me to do it, but I did something that was technically my job, so here's my bill. No! No. I'm sorry. No. Bad mom move. Bad person move. What? The thing is, I'm kind of broke right now. Babe, you don't need to justify it. Even if you had all the money in the world, you should not be having to pay for this cleaning that you didn't request. You didn't request it, right? I called my mum and thanked her a lot for cleaning my apartment, and I really appreciated it. She then asked me if I saw her invoice. I told her I had, and I don't think I'll be able to pay her for now since I only have enough for groceries and gas. She got pissed and told me that she spent nearly 2 hours cleaning. 2 hours? $140 for 2 hours. I was a cleaner at a rate of £12 an hour. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was less than that, but my point is, even if it was that, that's £24 for 2 hours. That's nearly 6 times the rate. 6 times the rate that I was getting paid to clean. That just seems excessive. Maybe I just don't understand the value of cleaning. And that's obviously a side problem, because the point is you shouldn't have gotten an invoice in the first place. Everyone who I've asked about this agrees I should pay my mum. Am I not seeing something? The thing is, as grateful as I am, I never asked my mum to clean my apartment. She just came in and did it, and then slammed me with a $140 bill when she knows I already can't pay it. Am I the asshole? Babe, you're not the asshole. You are not the asshole, and you need new friends. If everyone you're speaking to is suggesting that that's the case, they are very misguided, and perhaps you're in like a little echo chamber that, you know, you need to fix, because no, not right. Unless there's another piece of information that you're missing out, but I just think perhaps you've got dodgy friends if that is what they're suggesting. Oh, alright, that's enough assholiness for one day. We didn't find any assholes today, not in my book. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Just be kind downstairs in the comments. As always, thank you so much for joining me on this video. Do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more. I was actually looking at my stats recently, and most of my views come from non-subscribers. If you're willing, it's free. You don't have to though, not pressuring you. It would really help me out if you would click that little subscribe button. But it's fine. If you don't want to, we can still be friends. Be kind and have a great day. Bye.